And we are back live 101 TKORadio.com. It is the mail room. Yo, this cold, y'all pray for me because this coughing spell stuff, it ain't no joke. So, that's the human side of being
I
on the
need
radio.
I need you to go back and recant
I
your
can't hear you, LaRon. You got to talk up.
I have to talk
There you
up. You
go.
don't.
You said what?
I thought
What
you
you
was
say?
doing. I thought you was being trying to mute me again because I'm driving buses. But we're not gonna say nothing
You
about
know
that.
what? No,
But
I ain't gonna mute you. I ain't gonna
I,
mute you. I
I
ain't
need
gonna
to
mute you.
I need you to recant the brow. I need you to go back. I mean, not
Okay.
recant. I need you to retract it. That's what I meant to say. You need to retract the brow.
What you mean?
Cause you need to get a brow to these darn fruit flies and gnats out.
Man, listen.
They're so disrespectful.
They are very disrespectful. Listen, our household, we have the little gnat traps now with the the vinegar water and we got so many of those around the house. It ain't. I'm like, listen, chef, we gotta find. And he always tell me, he said, "Yep, the season has started, so don't start complaining." Because I mean, but see, for me, I'm like this all day, right? And I'm like, you don't see him? He be like, no, like, so I'm like this all day,
That's me. That's
right?
me.
And then I spray on my fruity sprays and whatnot, so they're
Oh,
always
so they
attracted
love you
around
then.
me.
They love
Yeah,
you.
like so I'm this me all day, just. And I know people be like, what is she saying? But them jokers are so disrespectful. I can't stand them things. I know they here for a purpose. But them and water bugs, Now I'd rather take the gnats. I take the gnats and the fruit flies, but them jokers, all over the place. And I'm pretty sure you like chef. You cook with natural ingredients with fruit,
Yes,
fresh fruit.
yes, and that's
So
my
yeah,
issue. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. God,
So
you know
all
what?
of his fresh fruit, like he has to use it.
Yes, God, please, can you explain to me why why are these needed? Like,
Right, because I'm like they are, but I'd rather have them, like I said, versus the fruit, the bugs, the water bugs. I could take those.
okay.
So you know, listen, we're about to bring on our special guest, um, simply, simply Kendall, simply beautiful. I'm
Cool.
sorry, Lauren, you want to read the I got the cough drop in my mouth, and I'm trying not to, for it to drop out. Yo, it's a human
We're getting
experience
ready
today,
to
y'all.
introduce Simply Beautiful Candle
Yeah.
Company LLC. Hey guys.
I'm yeah. Listen, help us welcome Simply Beautiful Candle Company. How y'all doing? Welcome to the mail room. I'm sorry, Auntie is having a moment right now with the whole cold and all of that, so y'all gotta forgive me. But how you doing? Welcome.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh, well, why y'all acting
Good,
like
good,
twins? You
good.
understand? We're good at the same time.
We're glad
They're
to be on.
sisters.
We're glad you invited us on. We sure appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. I was burning your candle last night. I've been burning it all week, and I am in love. I love candles. So first of all, thank you so much for sharing your dream and your vision with us and sharing your candle. I love it, and so forth. I've been burning it all week, and I really appreciate it. So listen, let's jump right into this. Tell us who you are and what you all do.
You want to go? Well, I'll just do it. Well, we're Simply Beautiful Candle Company, and and we're a candle company right here in Georgia, and we really love making candles. And these are my beautiful daughters, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Olivia. And I'm Hannah.
Yeah, yeah.
How old are you all?
I'm 10. I'm 13.
10 and 13.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let me share a secret with you. My sister and I, we had our first business at around that same age. We were like 8 and 5 and so forth, and we had a lemonade stand.
Okay.
And I remember, and so that was the start of our entrepreneurship. So, you all started a candle. That is amazing. What made you want to start a candle company?
Tell them. You want to go ahead and tell them why we started.
Because you know how you burn a candle and it starts to mess with you.
Allergic reactions.
Yeah.
And so what happened is when we started, we love candles, we love fragrances, and so when we would burn the candles, and at the time we didn't know this, but they had the paraffin in it, they have all these chemicals, and so we would get allergic reactions, and so we decided, you know what, we'll do this ourselves. Let's start making our own candles, and we're gonna make them with lead-free wicks, 100% soy, and it actually helped with the allergic reaction.
Yeah, that's very important, especially people like me who suffers from allergies and whatnot. That's what I'm doing now. I'm suffering from allergies, and so I love the fragrances. I love different, scents, but a lot of the scents don't agree with me, and so forth. And I did find out that a lot of the stuff is that's in the candles or the what you call the wall plugs and all of that. It doesn't agree with a lot of us. So that's very smart. Yeah.
Absolutely. And see, that's what a lot of people was having issues with the chemicals in it, because that paraffin is actually like fuel that they use in gasoline. So it's safe around your family and your pets or whatever you have. And so we went that route. And it just, people fell in love with them, and we just continue doing it.
I did not know. That's interesting.
Wow. And that's one of the components they use in fuel and gasoline. It's a chemical.
They try to take us up.
But the reason why a lot of candle makers use it is because it makes the candles smell louder. It makes it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that's something we would rather not have and have a better product.
Right.
And a safe product.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Oh,
yeah, I definitely do. So listen, tell us, like, how do you come up with your fragrances? Like, how do you know what you like? Is it something that you all create together? Do you have a certain scent? Do you have a scent? Like, how do you all collaborate?
Well, we really was just looking at fragrances on the site we get our fragrances from, and we decided, oh, this looks like it smells good, so we're gonna try it. And that's how we got our fragrances.
Okay.
What you think, Hannah? Tell them how we get our fragrances.
Like she said, we get them off of a website.
It's a trial and error thing. We order them, and we have so many fragrances that didn't make the table. You know what I mean? That's what we always call it. And so we just, if we like it and we really, really like it, we feel like the people will like it. But it's a lot of them. We made candles and they didn't make it.
So what was the worst smell, girls, that you guys came across?
Monkey bar.
What was it?
They got embarrassed because we ordered one, and I don't even really want to say it. It's called monkey farts. We wasn't gonna make it, but it was so interesting just to see it. So we had to get it to make it see what it smelled like. And so,
wow.
It definitely wasn't gonna make the line.
Definitely, that was a big no. So listen, tell us, you being their father, right? And I'm sitting here looking at this picture because it reminded me of me and my sister with my dad and mom and whatnot, pushing entrepreneurship. Why are you encouraging entrepreneurship at this age with your daughters?
Well, and that's a great question, because I learned it myself late in life.
Right.
And I felt like if I go ahead and get them started early, then they can they don't have to go through all the pitfalls that I went through. when it comes to credit, it comes to buying a house, it comes to investing, and it comes to the different things like that. And they'll be so far ahead. And so, and when I found it out, I realized it is so easy. It's not hard. It's not something that, you know, when you sit and you think about it, and you think about, you know, I want to do this, but it seems so difficult. But when you get into it, you realize it's not.
Yeah.
And so that was important for me because I didn't know it at an early age. And once I found out, I said, they gotta know this. They gotta know this.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that about you, and like seeing you every day in your element with your daughters. It also inspires me as well with mine, because we need to see more of this, especially when it comes down to Black fathers in our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they also are learning the business side of the business. Every meeting we go to, whether it's with the CPA, whether it's at the bank, they got to be there. If they can't be there, we'll reschedule it. They may not understand everything that's going on, but they in the meeting. And so
that exposure.
They need it.
They need that. And so I think it's very important.
So how do you balance, how are you keeping their balance with their education and running a business? Because y'all are business owners. Did y'all realize that, right? Y'all are official business owners. And like your father said, y'all are sitting in meetings that you may not understand now, but guess what? By the time you turn 15, 16, before you get to turn 18, you're going to have a wealth of knowledge in the business sector. That is such a blessing. So how do you keep their balance? And girls, how do you keep your balance between education and running a business?
Well, it is a balance, and they do have, and both of them, and they'll tell you about this, they do dance, they do cheer, and what we do is, most of the time with the businesses on the weekends as far as sales and doing pop-ups, but then occasionally we'll have a meeting during the week, and we don't have a whole lot of meetings, but it's really not that hard, you know. And during the day, if when they're in school, if we need to make some candles, I can do it by myself. But most of the time on the weekends, and then once a month, they get to go out with their friends. We don't do anything. They went to Tallahassee. They do a lot of fun things. So we do balance. We do understand that they are children, and we don't want it to make it work. We want it to be fun.
Right.
That's key. You don't want I love that you said that. You don't want them to stress out over, because owning your business is already stressful, but you want them to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know, because as a business owner, you're like, okay, I own a business. I'll be able to travel and relax and all of that, and, you know, and do business when I love that. I love that, Dad. So girls, what are your favorite hobbies? Now, Dad said you like to dance and cheer. So what are some other things you like to do?
Hang out with friends and just have fun.
Okay.
And this is the cheerleader.
That's the cheerleader. Okay, Hannah's the cheerleader.
That's why she's the firecracker.
I like to read books, go outside, talk to my friends, you know, dance. Maybe just even sit and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would be your favorite movie?
Right now, it's currently a movie called Rango.
Oh, Rango. Is the old Rango, or is a new one?
I guess
it might be the old one. I think it's the old one.
It's like a cartoon, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much what our brand is centered around. Self-care, I would say, because and that entails family, the mental side of it, the mental health. We believe in eating right, and so when we work hard and we play hard, but there's also an element of taking care of yourself. So there's self-care, and that's our motto. Life is simply beautiful, so enjoy it.
I love it. I
was just
it.
gonna say that's what the month is, mental care, and we're talking about that throughout this month on the show, and so it's cool that you brought that up.
Yeah. Wow. Now, Dad, I know you got to be protective of your girls. I know you are. How is it for you as being the father? Because there is a downside to being a business owner as well, and I know that you have to teach your girls. If you're like my father taught us both sides. The nice people and then the not so nice people. How do you, as a black man, a black father in these days, how are you protecting your girls from, because you want them to be successful business owners, and you don't want them to grow up being fearful and saying, no, y'all gonna be able to sit in the boardrooms, you're gonna have your own table to, and so forth. How do you, as a father, do that? And I want you to hold that thought. We're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, I want you to be able to answer that question for me. So you all stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. We'll be right back after this music break. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. You guys, thank you all for joining in. If you have not downloaded the app, I am encouraging. No, I'm telling y'all better go download that app, 101TKORadio.com, so you can listen to us. We have special guests, Simply Beautiful Candle Company. And listen, you all, if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur and as a family and so forth, this is the show, this is the moment for you, because we have a father who was here with his daughters, and they started this candle company. And I have a couple of their candles, and I'm a candle person, and I love smells, I love different fragrances and whatnot. And I think you all sent me the
sea salt and orchid.
Yeah. And it is so refreshing. It is so, and I'm not just telling y'all this because you're on my show. I'm literally telling you the truth. Seriously. I have had some candles where I was like, you know what? It didn't really, not that it was bad, but it didn't really agree with me.
It wasn't monkey farts.
I had to give them away. And so I've been burning that because it literally it's a fresh scent. It's very light. And I love it. I love it. And I try not to burn it all night because I don't want it to be gone so quick. I have a habit of burning. If it smells good, I will burn it like literally 24 hours. So I had to make sure. Thank you. I will be ordering.
Send you another one.
I appreciate you. So, I really love the fact Lorraine and I were talking about the way that you're protecting your daughters. And that is very big for us as because this show is about the Black community, and even though we're diverse, but I love the fact that you're instilling entrepreneurship in their lives at this early age from your own experiences, and you're not like, okay, I'm forcing this on them. This is something I'm exposing them to this, because again, this is something this is building that generational wealth that we're always talking about.
Absolutely.
And so I love that I love the girls that, y'all are very humble. I can tell, are y'all daddy's girls? Who's the daddiest girl? Both of y'all, or who's because my sister was daddy's girl. My sister was the youngest. She pointed. My sister who was the youngest, she was daddy's girl, and so forth. Yeah. So tell us the day in the life of y'all's day. Like, what is y'all's day like? Because do y'all go to school and be like, I'm a business owner, or are y'all real quiet about it?
I mean, kind of quiet about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, they quiet about it, but the people know because we have a lot of teachers. They love candles, the principals. So many people know, and they do order from us. So we do really well at the schools, and the schools invite us out when they have events and different things like that. So
that's awesome. That's good.
So y'all gonna include me in y'all will, y'all adopted me.
Yeah, we love LeBron. He's like, that's my guy.
That is awesome. So listen, tell us what's next for Simply Beautiful Candle Company. Like, do you all have any more projects coming out? Are you going to create more scents? What's next for your company?
Well, right now we just got our website up, simplybeautifulcandles.com, and so right now we're just getting into the phase of there's different phases in business, and so right now we get to the phase of marketing and advertising, and like I explained to them, every time we get into another phase, it's like we go back to kindergarten. We got to start learning all over again, because I want them to. We always talk about mastering your craft, mastering what you do. And so we don't move to the next phase until we master that phase. And so now we're back starting all over again with marketing, we're reaching out to different people with networking and trying to push the website and upscaling in that manner.
You know, I like that you said that, because not only with you and your kids, as adults, we need to understand that there are different levels, and we have to master those levels before we continue to go on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the lessons that they're learning now, is that, and we've always taught that if you want to do something, you think about it, you know, figure out if you want to do it, because if you start, you're not going to quit. And then you got to master what you're doing, because if people ask you about candles, you need to know everything about candles. We've studied the history. We even got some fun facts on the website, things about candles, the candle care, because people will call us if they having some issue with, you know, the candle. We teach them how to trim the wicks, how to properly extinguish candles. You got to master what you're doing, because it matters in business.
Do you adopt?
I like that.
Do you adopt grown people to?
No, LaRon, they don't have. They're not getting extra people.
I need this knowledge. I'm a business owner myself.
I like the fact. Yeah, I like that you included that, because, you know, so a lot of times people just put up products, you know, and you can tell that they never researched it, or they don't give that history. And I'm big on giving the history of your product, of, you know, why. Yeah, like, why did you start a candle company? Why are you doing this and that? So I love the fact that you are doing that, and that's good for everyone, so they know that, okay, not only are they're creating candles, but they have a passion for this.
Absolutely, that's it, right?
Yeah,
you gotta have a passion for what you're doing, and like you also said, I've always liked autobiographies. I've always liked the story behind the story. Why did you do what you do? What drove you to be as great as you are in your field? And so that's what drives us, and we love it. And we tell people about, I mean, we don't take it lightly. We do what they call abusive burns also. We make sure that they're safe, because we take these candles and you gotta abuse them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people forget, they'll leave them burning. You gotta make sure they're safe. A lot of people will skip the process, and because you're using product, you're using up resources. And people are like, you know what, we could be selling these candles, but we don't take it lightly. And so we take those extra steps, and we'll burn a candle for 18, 20 hours, you know, and make sure that jar is safe, make sure that it don't, you know, catch fire or anything. So, you know, we really love what we're doing.
And you can tell that. You can definitely tell that. I love it. I love it. Listen, before we wrap up, and of course you all will be back on here again. We thank you so much for being a sponsor of the Mail Room and so forth. But before we wrap up, tell us how we can support you, where we can find you. And I mean, like, literally, this is, I'm super excited for you all. You definitely have my blessings. I'm just, because again, I love this. I love the dynamics. You know, I'm all about entrepreneurship. I'm all about the Black family and so forth. And, you know, something my parents instilled in me and my family as we were growing, he said that God made this world big enough for all of us to eat.
Absolutely.
So however we can support you and so forth, that's what we're going to do here at the Mail Room. So tell us how we can support you and where we can find you.
We have our candles at 3 different locations. You can find us at the Welcome Center, the Many Reasons Consignment Shop in Lee County, and Allie's Gifts and Things in Southside.
Oh, y'all are in some locations?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's huge. Y'all didn't tell me all of that now. Y'all in shops.
Well, what happens is when we go to pop-up shops and we sell our candles, people will buy them, and you don't even know who these people are. They come in and put it out the door, but people will come in, but then they'll come back and they say, "We love your candles. I own this store. Can you put your candles in our store?" And we met Miss Sandy Greger. Shout out to her down at Albany Welcome Center. She bought from us, and she invited us to come put our candles in the Welcome Center. So when people come in from out of town, We got
Yeah.
a showcase in there, and when they do events in Albany. So we just been blessed in that area, you know. We just it matters when you put the work in.
Yeah.
Yes. That is amazing.
I'm very proud of you,
That's a
girl.
huge yes, that's a huge deal to have your products in a location as well.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And
I need
you
y'all
tell them where you
autograph,
can
okay? I
find
need y'all to send me your autograph, all right? I need Auntie's autograph, all right?
and Libby's gonna tell us about how they can reach us on social media and
Yeah.
We also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and we have a website, simplybeautifulcandles.com.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I am so proud of you all. I'm
Well,
so thankful that LaRon introduced me to you all. Again, that's what we're about. You know, it bringing quality. You know, we don't just have everybody on here and so forth. And this is what that show is about, having the quality. And you all definitely have that quality product. You're standing behind it. I love the fact that you are standing behind your girls and it's just a family unit. That's something we need to see, you know.
Well, thank you.
So many blessings to you all. And again, I know that y'all will be back to the mail room.
Absolutely.
And prayerfully you all can come up here to be in the studio. That
We
is
love
amazing. You say you love Atlanta, you're right, right. Well, we love y'all. Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal to have your products in the store. Y'all are only by the time y'all hit 18. Listen, don't forget about me on your first big trip,
Hey,
okay?
we'll never forget about you.
I want to go shopping. Okay, y'all like shopping?
Absolutely. Hey, Atlanta's the best place to go shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
And
this is so amazing. LaRon, any last words?
Mr. Darrell saying something.
No
What'd you say,
problem.
sir?
I want to thank you all for inviting us on. We really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it too. And again, I was on the show another this past Wednesday, and we talked about protection. And you are the staple of what Mr. Ernest James was talking about in his book, Protection. Not just the money and the physicality of it, but the protection of you. I see myself how your daughters are around you, and that you are a safe place for them where they can talk to you. And for me, having protection be that definition, I love that word more now than anything, and I can see that in you. And let me say, as a another brother, let me give you your flowers and tell you I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Listen, I told you we're going to hold up your Saturdays because as a business owner, you need your break. So, you know, now you can go enjoy the rest of your day on your Saturday. So, again, thank you so much. And y'all make sure y'all stay connected. And again, you guys, make sure you go support this team, Simply Beautiful Candle Company. You will see their information on our IG pages and on our Facebook pages as well. And connect with them. I guarantee you, you're going to love their candles. Y'all know, I don't just be saying anything. I literally, when I give my reviews, I give the honest reviews, and I love their candles. So thank you again, Simply Beautiful Candle Company. Your family. So we can't wait to have you come back and enjoy this beautiful day. And it's just a pleasure to meet you all so much.
Thank you so much, and the pleasure was all ours. Thank you.
Have a great one, you guys.
All right.
So you heard it here. You heard it here first on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Listen, we're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're going to get into this topic of the day, topic of the week, because my co-host got a lot to say. We're going to see about that. So stay connected to 101 TKORadio.com. Make sure y'all go download that app now. We'll be right back. We're back live on 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. Listen, that was one of my favorite tunes back in the day. Still is. Tyrone. Y'all better call Tyrone. Tyrone ain't had no money.
That's what y'all doing now. That's why you picked that song. I know.
Listen. That was ultimately before Ebony K's, message. Listen, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. If you have not downloaded that app, I need you to do so now. Do so now. Download the app, 101tkoradio.com, and make sure you do that so that you can hear all the dynamic shows and so forth. Before we get started with this conversation, the mail room, I'm slipping y'all today. I'm slipping a little bit. The mail room is being sponsored by Simply Beautiful Candle Company, LLC. Connect with Simply Beautiful on IG at Simply Beautiful Girls _ and on Facebook at Simply Beautiful Candle Company. Also visit their website at www.simplybeautifulcandles.com. We're also being sponsored by the Playbook Investment Group. Connect with Playbook Investment today for your investment needs. And if you're ready to make that play, go to the link on the mailroom 7671, and you will see the Playbook Investment Group. Also, the mailroom is being sponsored by TLC Coaching. If you're ready to start building a healthy relationship with yourself, connect with the certified relationship coach, Coach TaShon, at IamTrinetteLCollier.com and book your discovery call. And speaking of relationships, that's what we're talking about today. I ain't dating nobody who's driving a bus.
Just talking bad about me, bro. Man, I've been wanting to be a bus driver ever since I was little, man.
Did you hear Nelson? Did you hear Nelson?
He doing a little. Oh no, that's messed up, Nelson. I thought you was on my side, bro. That is so messed up, man. Oh, for real though, I really want to drive a bus. I don't want to drive no bus now because I ain't know.
You don't want to drive a bus?
I don't want to drive a bus now because maybe I want my wife to leave me.
Listen, so a couple of weeks ago, attorney Ebony K made a statement. She put out there that she didn't want to date a bus driver, and so internet went haywire. People went bananas over her segment. Then she came back. And she tried to
pick up the pieces. she tried to pick
up the pieces, but again, as a woman of her stature and her income, I understood what she was saying. I totally get what she was saying. And Dr. Van Zandt, I love her, but the way she came at Ebony K. She posed the question, "Would you date a bus driver?" And Ebony was like, "No." And so it was kind of taken out of, to me, it was taken out of context because, again, what Ebony is saying, I already been there, done that. And I don't have Ebony's money, right? Yeah. But I have had money. I've had money, even as an educator. My family has we've had money. And so I've always been exposed to nice things. And when I say nice things, I know how to live in the hood, and I know how to live amongst the rich and the famous. You know what I'm saying? And so being exposed early in life with the finer things of life, and again, the hood things of life or whatnot. And my lifestyle preference has always been the finer things in life. And the finer things in life for me may not be the same as the same. I don't eat caviar and all that, but I do like to go to, nice restaurants, or I like to, I'm not necessarily a car person, but I do have a nice car and so forth. So I didn't make my life about that, but I've already been down that road of dating men who were complacent in wherever they are. And it's not so much as the career. Now, if you want to be a bus driver, as my father always say, be the best at what you do. Okay, and if you have dreams, you can put your application in. application in. But the thing is, I think the message is in our community, we look at the status, because I honestly know a lot of blue collar workers who are fabulously rich, wealthy people, believe it or not, because they know how to balance their money. They know they're financially educated. They chose a life that they're comfortable in, and so forth. So it's nothing wrong with these jobs. It's what you do and how you do it. So if you're a bus driver, you want to, be a bus driver, but don't, if you want to be complacent in it, then find your partner that wants to be the same with you. Because if you're not a go-getter, for me, it's just not going to work. Like, it's just not going to work.
I don't think that was a bad question to ask. I really think she caught her at a very great moment. I'm not even going to say it was a vulnerable moment. I think she caught it at a great moment, because that question allowed her to tell her truth. And I think the doc was pretty much trying to get her to understand that a bus driver can still be financially rich.
Right.
Folks automatically go ahead and look at the outer surface of a person. Oh, he's driving a bus. You ain't asked him now a question. You don't even know if he has 15 fleets.
Listen, we got a caller on the phone, on the line. Caller, hey caller, how you doing? Caller, how you doing? Welcome to the mail room.
What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Johnny Prince. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Johnny Prince, all the way from NYC?
Yeah. I'm glad y'all talking about this, man. I'm so glad.
The bus driver himself.
First of all, TaShon, you get that girl.
Thank you.
You get home, take care of yourself and stuff. LaRon, my brother, what's going on, sir?
Hello, sir. I'm doing all right, sir.
You probably can't.
He heard you.
What's going on? Anyways. Oh, okay. So I'm, many of you don't know, I'm a bus driver, so
right.
I'm a job bus driver. I've been out bus a long time, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, if for someone to not mess with to not want to deal with a bus driver, please know it ain't for money issue. It ain't for money reasons. It ain't for financial reasons.
Right.
I think that because you think the bus drivers ain't making no money. Those drivers that ain't making money are those city workers.
Yeah.
City drivers. Like Atlanta, the Metro, they starting off at $18 an hour. Yeah, they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But these charter bus drivers, let me let you know how much money they have. They survive. Well, we survive off of tips alone. That check stays in the bank. We don't even touch it. So just the tips pays the rent.
Yeah.
Gas, your insurance.
Wow.
This tip, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 alone just takes care of this living expenses.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not going to deal with a bus driver, please let it be because our days are 17, 18 hours.
Yeah.
We're never home. We'll go out, we'll stay out for a week, come back, we gotta do another 4-day trip. Come back, we gotta do a 3-day trip. Come back, do another week trip. Come back, do another 10-day trip.
Yeah.
Like, that's the lifestyle of the charter bus driver.
Yeah.
But trust and believe, they are far from broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Far from broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Far from broke.
They
got money.
Right.
I'll tell you that. They got money.
Right.
So, these women out here thinking that they ain't got no money, they're most cases, they're making more than you.
Right. Yeah.
They're making more than you.
Exactly.
The salary says 62, 65, but that 30 in tips,
yeah,
or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just know that that's the case in most situations with charter bus drivers. We're talking $350 just for the job alone.
Yeah.
$350 just for the job alone. And then you count $150, $200 in tips. Now you times that by 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you times that by whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, we making 2,000-3,000 a week.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly.
Let me go drive a bus.
So please know it.
Can y'all see me driving a bus? I could even drive. Shoot, nah. I'd be like, I'll be turning lanes and stuff.
I'll be telling people, man, get they CDL, man. I could have went to the truck and all that, but I was like, I'm making just as much here in this lane. Now they have dead season. Sometimes, there's a season depending on what state you're in.
Yeah.
It could be less busy, but when it's popping, that's why you stack. Bus drivers, you ain't spending no money anyways. You on the road.
Right.
You're not buying anything. You're not spending it. You're just sitting on money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And especially if a guy that's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And he probably ain't got no kids and not married, so he's sitting on something. So please know, ladies, you hear my voice. If you choose not to look for the bus driver, please don't let it be for financial reasons. They most likely have more money than you.
Listen, y'all heard it from a bus driver. That's the real deal. Y'all heard it. Thank you, Johnny, so much. Listen, thank you for that input because, again, people don't understand. Listen, y'all, we're going to take a quick music break, and I want y'all to tune in because we do have a special mix from our very own Johnny Prince and so forth, and you don't want to miss that at all. So listen, stay right here. Stay connected to 101TKORadio.com, and y'all heard it from a bus driver. He making bank, ladies. He making bank. What y'all say about that? We're going to talk some more when we come back after this music break. We'll be right back. 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. It's one of my favorite artists, Jill Scott, crossed my mind. And some of these folks. We're talking about our lifestyle preferences.
You was gonna put your foot in your mouth. Like
I was about to put Kevin's listening. But hey.
My 7 toes.
I was about to put. Listen, y'all about to get me in trouble. I got a good thing over here. I ain't about to get in trouble. Our anniversary coming up too. No. Listen, we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We are talking about, the question is, I said I ain't dating a bus driver. But listen, we had Johnny Prince pop in, and he told us about his experience as a charter bus driver and the money that he makes, right? And so I was just talking to Nelson about, I remember this was a long time ago when I was, getting into my career in education and so forth. And I remember telling my mom, I was like, I don't want a blue collar worker, right? I don't want to my dad was a blue collar worker. So I saw him working all the time, and I was like, I want a white collar worker, and so I associated white collar worker with, having the money, being able to take me out to restaurants and going shopping and, not necessarily shopping, but just going on trips and whatever. And I remember her telling me, she said, that's fine and dandy. She said, but what are you bringing to the table? What are you offering them? And I was like, well, I have this, that, and the other. I have my career. I have my money and so forth. And so she was like, well, just because he makes more money or will make more money that you think doesn't necessarily mean he's going to treat you well, all the time. And so that, I started thinking about it. I was like, oh, wow, and then that started, my thought process as I started getting older and maturing. I was like, I think our society, the women, we look at, yeah, it is. And then we look at everybody else. And when I say dating a bus driver, you guys, that means any job. Where I am in the stage of my life, my husband is a chef. He's an entrepreneur, right? So when we got together, the first thing I told my husband was, I don't want to be broke. I'm not being poor. I've already been down that road with a man, right? So I have those financial standards. That's a given. I'm not turning back. I don't apologize, because being broke and in love ain't cute. And Gucci Man was talking about that on a clip, and did I send you that clip?
So you just gonna segue into my segment, huh?
No, I'm gonna let you segue into it. I'm asking, did you have that clip?
I have that clip.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that, because again, being broke and in love ain't cute, And even God talks about us being good stewards over our finances, and this is the conversation we don't like to have, and we get a little bothered by it because we do take it out of context. When women say that they don't want a certain lifestyle, now there are women who are out there who's like, I don't want this or that and that. That's your preference. That's fine. But what happens is a lot of women overlook men who are hard workers, and they're looking at what Instagram is telling them. They're looking at what their friends are telling them and so forth. My thing is, if he's a good steward over his money, you can have the best life if he's a janitor, if he's a custodian. You see what I'm saying? Custodian, like, we have to stop looking at that. There is a certain lifestyle. If you want a certain lifestyle, then you're going to make provision for that. But anyhow, we're going to go into running back with Mr. Takeover. What you got for us? Because I know you got that segment.
Yes. Let me go ahead and pull this up right quick for you. I had to let me go here. Can you can share it, Sean? You can pull it up.
I should be able to share it. Is it the prep?
Yeah, I just shared the screen.
You just shared the screen?
Yeah. It should be a little button right up under there that allows you to.
Is it the present? Oh, okay. I had to turn. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Got it.
yeah, you want to be in love, but if you don't got no money, what you gonna pay the bills?
What's the most expensive thing you guys have bought for each other?
It ain't even about expensive. Right. It's just about, just being at peace and being happy. How you gonna be happy? And if you worry about all this thing, how you gonna be happy with somebody? I wouldn't be happy.
Right. Can you be broke, married, and happy?
You can't. I couldn't be.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So the secret, one of the,
and I just want to play that little clip part there.
Okay.
Like, because I think that says it all, and it still goes inside with what Ebony was saying. Can you be broke and happy? So me and wifey had a talk right after you sent that, because I was telling you, it was funny that you sent that to me where I was doing some research about the topic for the show. And so I came across this website, the powermoves.com, where it states that the better off a woman is in society, the worse her dating life is. Yep, the better off, definitely when it comes to her in the like her being a business owner or high education, her dating life is not great, because unfortunately men are still stuck on this age, submissiveness, and nurturing disposition of a woman.
Yeah.
And so for a woman to be about her business when it comes to her business, that means a man can't just come in and tell her to sit down and know her place.
Right. Yeah.
And so we both value different things, but that's why I love our marriage, me and my wife. I love our marriage because last night, and I was sitting down and I told her that where I come from, I was never taught finances. Never.
Okay.
Never taught finances. Now, I've just started seeing my dad here recently in the past years in his checkbook writing down. I've always saw my mom do her bill, but she never said, "Hey, babe, come in here. Let me sit you down and let me show you what I'm doing." It was always keep a job, don't get a credit card unless you got a job, and don't get too many credit cards.
Yeah.
And I did all of that. I got a credit card without a job. I got too many credit cards. So I was never taught that. So when I go back to what I was saying before we got the caller with Ebony, is that I think she called her at a great moment, because I think she told her truth more than anything. And we look at, and so Johnny just made a very great point. We don't know what these people are making.
Right.
You just automatically you saying, "Oh, he's driving a bus. He cannot be making enough to satisfy my need," which again brings back Gucci Man. Whereas I asked my wife, "Hey, so if we were broke, meaning societally broke, because we have to understand us versus Gucci Man, we are broke. We ain't got his money.
Right.
Are we happy? We as happy as heck.
Right.
And I say this to say to people, stop looking at these folks that are millionaires and thinking that they are happy, because how society is set up, anybody money can get locked, stolen, taken, bank accounts. Just what if the lights go out tomorrow? And I mean like in the whole world. So we just ain't gonna like nobody then, right? We just ain't gonna be in love. And I just superficially, this whole conversation for me is just stupid.
Yeah, it is. Listen, we're gonna take a quick music break. When we come back, we're gonna talk some more about this. Your lifestyle preference. What is it that you prefer? Do you prefer to be, broke and content? Or do you agree that we need to have money in a relationship? Like all of that financial talking, we're going to continue this conversation, but stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room. We'll be right back. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We're having a very interesting conversation. Listen, I'm gonna read off some of these comments that were on the Facebook page. One person said, Ms. Thinkin said, the lifestyle a man, she prefers the lifestyle the man can afford. Don't worry about what others have, because that's one, their blessing, or two, their death, because they are trying to prove a point. I want to know your heart, mind, spirit, and soul. And so I asked the question, would you mind if he's a blue collar worker? And she said she wouldn't mind, not at all. Why would I mind? She said she had so much to say, she couldn't type it all in. Erica said, money is not the object. Sanity and save is. I can teach him how to make money, but he has to have the motivation to want to get money. I need his mental status intact. I need him to have a relationship with Christ. These are deal breakers for her. And then Tiff said, truth be told, I am with Ilyana on this one. He doesn't have to make six figures or even own a business. However, I do require some level of currency flow being added to our home, because adding to brings us more to build with. I'm a simple lady, not saying I don't like wonderful things, but if those wonderful things aren't creating wealth over time on their own, then I don't want them. I got to know that I am not the only asset, but he has the ability to produce with me so we can get these assets together. Right. He doesn't win unless I win, and I don't win unless he wins, in that order. Just Reed says, as a man, you must have money, and you must understand or be open to learning how to maintain it, multiply it, and you must be willing to share it. A man who has no money or very little of it should not be focused on dating no one, but rather focus on investing his time into building himself so that he's prepared to be the man a woman needs in a husband. And I thought that pretty much summed it up for me, because it's not the amount of money. It is, as a man, you should have money and you should be able to provide for your family, vice versa. If you're in a relationship, if you're a husband and wife, because there's nothing fun about being broke and in love. There's nothing fun, because added stress in your finances brings about so many other problems. A lot of the divorce is because of communication and the lack of finances. When you don't have the finances to do what you want to do, it brings a lot of issues. And this is something that we don't want to acknowledge, and we don't want to admit, but it does. But it can be turned around. That's, it is. You don't have to be a millionaire to live, to be happy, and to live, and so forth. But being a good steward over your finances, you got to be. You just got to be.
Yeah. The thing is, I hate that we seriously equate peace with the abundance of money. Peace in a relationship, definitely. The abundance of money, even though I know the world is set up in order for us to quote unquote be happy, we have to spend money. But is that really true? Because to each his own, and I know everybody has their different values and their different wants, but a lot of the wants come from what we believe in, and what we believe in sometimes stems from what we've been taught. So this world teaches us, unless you have 9 figures in your account, you're not worth anything. So we look at people for their monetary value and not who they are. And I say that because if you look at people like E.T., Eric Thomas, where, yes, his wife found him in a very awkward position where he put himself in, made himself homeless. But by him seeing who she was and understanding that, wow, this person loves me, I can't be this person that I am now because I think and feel like my mom lied to me about my dad. So I'm just ain't gonna do anything for myself. So he changed that. And sometimes it does take that particular person to change you. And at that point, he didn't have money. And so I just really, and I go back again.
He had a vision. And that's what most couples don't have. They don't have a vision.
Yes.
And he talks about that. He even says there's no reason why we should be broke, especially as believers of Christ. We should not be broke as a people. Because again, when you lack vision, you are going to lack, no matter what job you have, no matter what, if you lack vision, and again, I'm transparent. Me and Chef are entrepreneurs, right? We have a vision of, okay, we want to establish this generational wealth. We want to establish, we have set out like, okay, what is it that we want? Right. And he knows that, I like nice things. And when I say nice things, I'm a traveler. So, I want to go to travel different places again or whatnot. I don't want to be financially challenged. And for me,
you don't have to be a millionaire. You want to be comfortable.
Right. But I do want to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I do want to be a billionaire, and that's what I'm striving to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. As a business owner.
Well, and what I mean about that, and let me express that a little bit more. I'm not saying that because that is fine too. I think it just so much should more come into what a billionaire is, because just having the funds just still doesn't make you rich. So it goes back to you that you're working, you and Chef, as I definitely, me being upfront to my wife, hey, I need help with me getting my finances correct, because I can't be a billionaire if I don't know how to finance my money. I can sit up here and drop $1 billion in my bank account, and tomorrow I be broke.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me a billionaire.
Right. And as a business owner, we should not be afraid to say what we want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even as people, we should not be afraid to say, I want to be a millionaire. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to have that mindset. So if I say I want to be a million, and then I have dated some guys when I made that statement before. And again, going back to what I wanted after being broke, when I had a 6-figure savings account and being broke after, my divorce, it puts you in a different limelight. It makes you look at life a little bit differently. It's like, here I am, I worked hard for all of my money, and then it's gone because of one person's decision. So it makes you look at things totally different. I don't want to be homeless again. I was homeless. I didn't have a dime in my pocket. I didn't, I had my car repoed. I had my home foreclosed on. It was nothing but me and my clothes without a job for 3 years because of somebody else's decision. So I was determined from then on that, listen, I'm not going to do that again. So the next man I get with, he has to understand financial stewardship. He has to understand what it means to save money. He has to understand that I may have my rainy day fund.
Right.
He has his rainy day fund. You see what I'm saying? But we're going to work together to build. Like one of our slogans for our wedding was build an empire together. I think it was like be a boss, she a boss, he a boss, but we're building together, building the empire together. So, and a lot of couples in the beginning when they're dating, they don't talk about this. Well, like when they're going in that stage, it's like, what is it that y'all want together as a couple? If you want to just be, happy, and you can be happy being a millionaire, you can be happy being with, just content where you are, that's fine. However, your finances need to be in order. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, they need to be in order. Like there is nothing fun about having a disconnect notice, an eviction notice. And I don't know if other people, but I have had those things. I've had my lights cut off, because the person was not financially stable, and it fell all on me, and that's not fun.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right. So let me ask you this then. I got a better question for you. So let's sit up here and say you do have that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and your partner, whether it's just a life partner or you're married or whatnot, right? So,
right.
would you be
Listen.
able? We need to go to break.
Go ahead, ask the question, and we're gonna come back.
I was going to say, would you be willing to go to an island that your partner has created, and you know, y'all are rich, but you're starting in the island, and you're doing the farming and all this, but you don't have all the amenities that are over here. But you are rich, but you don't have all the amenities and stuff.
Would I be willing to do that?
Yes.
We'll hold that thought. We'll come back after this break. Hey, you'd be surprised. You'll be surprised. Listen, stay connected to 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Y'all want to hear that answer? We'll be right back. I'm going to let y'all know. But you said on the island with nothing, no chicken wings and nothing.
Y'all started from the, y'all got the money. It's in the account, but you started from the
it started from the bottom. We'll be right back, y'all. Live on 101 TKO Radio. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. I can sing a little bit. And we're back. We're back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. That was our very own DJ Johnny Prince. His Midday Mitch. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Listen, before we get started, y'all make sure y'all are tuned in to 101TKORadio.com with the app. And if you are in the Stonecrest area, and if you're not, come on down here today from 10 a.m. They start at 10 a.m. and it's going on to 6 p.m. Join us at Privy at Stonecrest for the lunch, 50 years of hip hop day party and brunch, hosted and live performances by the infamous Chuck Rock at Chuck. Be live and dance contest judged by viral TikToker Marie Busta Moves. If you don't know who she is the mother who went viral a couple of years now last year, I believe, on TikTok. She dances, for Gen X. She is a dancer. Her story is phenomenal, but she is here. So come dressed in your best hip hop attire to enter the contest. For more information, visit www.privystonecrest.com. And they are excited to have you. The music is bumping. They are out there full force. And so, again, if you have not heard, if you have not read the publications of what is taking place with Privy Stonecrest and 101, baby, y'all, you missing out. That's all I got to say. You missing out. And listen, we ain't taking no more bandwagoners. We ain't taking them. I'm just sorry. The mailroom ain't taking them. I know 101 ain't taking them. So you better go get that. I was about to say something else.
See?
Y'all better go get it. Got me all hyped up. Go get the app. Tune in. We got some phenomenal shows on 101. Shout out to Nelson and Chelsea for doing this is a year anniversary year of them. Give yourself a shout out, Nelson. Give yourself some claps and so forth. They
Nelson the silent killer. He's a silent killer.
But no, you know what? Like we always say, give the flowers while people are still alive and where they're due. Y'all have worked hard for this, and we are so happy and proud of you all. And we thank you so much for supporting and being behind the mailroom and so forth, because y'all, this is not easy. This is not easy to build up your team within a year and just to be part of, something phenomenal. So listen, we ain't taking bandwagoners. If you ain't down with us,
down for the cause.
You ain't
don't
down
sit
for
on the wall.
Just sit on the wall and just watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cost you now. It's gonna cost you. You're gonna have to pay entry fee. So hey, sorry. But listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are having this culture conversation about the financial. And again, this is something that we're going to continue to talk about as we talk about relationships and building healthy relationships with your loved ones, with yourself, and so forth. And because this financial conversation is always kind of taboo, and it's it is scary to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, it is scary to discuss because when it comes to finances, it's always that. Well, who should make the more money? Who should bring in this and this, that, and the other? And that it just becomes a lot. But
should it really matter?
It does matter.
Why do you think it matters?
It matters. Oh, and we got to go back to the question. You said hold that question. Mm-hmm. Does it really matter how much you're saying? Does it matter how much the person makes?
No, who, like in the relationship, does it matter who makes the most? Like,
right.
Why should it matter?
It doesn't matter. And that's something that we have to understand. When you're in your relationship, when you're married, let me say this. When you're married, there's a big difference. Mm-hmm. If you're dating, that's a totally different story.
Y'all are still individual. Okay. You're individual definitely when you're dating, but even in married, you still have some form of individual. You should have an individuality of yourself.
Right.
But you're a one whole.
Right. When you're married, you're together, and so your decisions have to be made together. So it shouldn't matter as long as this is what I always say, as long as your bills are paid and you got money in the bank and you're able to do what you need to do, then it shouldn't matter. But listen, go back to that question you asked about being on the island.
And let me say this first, because the reason why I say that, I asked you that question is, these past couple of days, I've been listening to a lot of different documentaries and stuff. And this one particular person, I can't remember their name, and I saw on YouTube, was basically stating that society is in trouble. We're getting we're getting close to the end days and whatnot. And when the lights go out, a lot of us are unfortunately going to perish due to not having hunter gathering experience. Kind of like, the caveman days or whatever. You can go out and pick a berry off a tree and understand what that berry is used for, or how to gut any form of animal to eat. So when we talk about money and whatnot, so like I was saying, what if you did have $1 billion in your bank account, but your partner came to you and said, hey, I just purchased this island, or maybe not even an island, but just a huge amount of acre of lands. And I want to go and I want to stay on there, and I want us to start and, build and create and just start from the bottom. Could you do it?
Could I do it? Yes. I would hire somebody to do all of the gathering with my money that I have. I would hire a team to do all of that.
No.
You said, could I do it? And I can. But if I got money, and I would hire a team that includes going out there hunting and gutting and helping. I can cook it. You teach me, give me a recipe. I'll put some seasoning salt on the animals, but I can garden. I know how to garden, but I ain't going out there. I'm not gutting nothing. I'm not gutting. I'm just, and I asked God to let me be in the rapture when He comes, because I don't want to get to the point of the Walking Dead and we got to gut and. But no, that I could honestly, because I think that's me and Chef, we talk about that. Often, as you get older, and Nelson and I, we were just talking, the simplicity of life, when I'm 51, so we're at the stage of our lives where it's like, I don't want to say I'm tired, but it's just like, I want to live comfortably, in that comfortability, I am striving to be that millionaire status. And again, that's a personal goal, and for my business, because I want to be able to be financially settled where I can provide what I need to provide for my family. You know what I'm saying? Especially, my family has been hard workers. We've been working since 15, 16, or not even 16. Like, my dad didn't we always wanted our own jobs, but being an entrepreneur, you want to see the fruits of your labor.
Right.
Like, God didn't intend for us to work ourselves to death.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when I'm no longer afraid to say I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, because again, it's not to go, I'm not a shopper, so, but I do want to be able to go into to the store, be like, here, Chef wants this, or my sister wants this, or I want this, boom, no problem. I don't want to sit and be like, well, let me see how much no.
And that's the sad part.
I've been there.
Because society has placed that upon us, and and God didn't make this world to be like that. And I know, unfortunately, we have to live this way. So I know we have to do what we're having to do, but that's the sad part about it. I was gonna note how that we've misconstrued the and I know this might not make sense, but we misconstrued the first sin with the nakedness and the biting of the apple, and not understanding that it was the knowledge that we had gained and didn't understand. And to this day, we do the same thing. We gather the knowledge that the worst thing that a person can be is smartly done.
Right. Hold that thought. We got to take another quick music break. When we come back, we're going to continue that conversation live right here on 101TKORadio.com. We'll be right back with the mailroom. We are live back in the studio, 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. That was Boogie Tonight by Tweet. That was an oldie but goodie. That was one of my favorites.
My wife loves Tweet.
Yeah, Tweet. I love Tweet. Listen, if y'all are in the Stonecrest area, if or not, I need y'all to come on down to Privy Stonecrest Mall for their lunch. 50 years of hip hop day party and brunch. Hosted and live performances by Chubb Rock and dance contest judged by viral sensation TikToker Maria Bustin' Moves, Maria_Bustin' Moves. So come on, dress. I see a couple of people out there dressed in their Adidas suits, track suits, and so forth. Come dressed in your best hip hop attire to enter the contest. And for more information, you can go ahead and visit privystonecrest.com or just come on down. You know what? That I didn't.
Is it still raining?
I don't know if it's raining or not. I saw the little sunshine, but you know, my Adidas tracksuit that I had from the pandemic, I could have worn that today, but at the same time, I think that was from 2 years ago when Chef brought me the Adidas tracksuit with my Adidas.
Adidas don't never go out though.
They don't, but I mean, you know, I think I kind of filled it out from the pandemic weight.
I was trying to save you from.
It's okay. It's okay.
You always try to stick at least one toe up.
It's okay. I acknowledge because when he bought me the tracksuit, it was fitting perfectly. Right by the end of the pandemic, the only thing I could probably fit was the jacket.
You bring that up. Those little reels I just posted. I was telling my wife, man, I didn't realize we were that chunky.
Who? Me?
No, me and my wife. The reels I posted last night.
Oh, listen, y'all been cutting up. Me and Chef got to get on these challenges.
We could do down one of them.
That stuff. Listen, them folks that be doing that stuff, they are skinny minis. Their husbands I can tell you now, Chef ain't picking me up for nothing. He ain't gonna try to pick me up. He'll tell you in a heartbeat his back is more important than trying to pick me up. And I don't be mad at him no more because I'm like, man, dude, if you can pick me up like that and flip me over, like, come on. Some of them challenges, it's funny, but it was funny to see y'all do that. So listen, I love it. And we're gonna join in one of those challenges. I just gotta convince him to try it. If it involves picking me up and flipping me,
it ain't gonna fly.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Listen, thank y'all so much for joining. We are having this culture conversation about finances and relationships and so forth. And it's just a very interesting talk. LaRon, before we went on break, you had a question that you were posing.
I forgot it now.
You didn't write it down.
No, I did not write it down. I'm gonna
need you to get on your job.
Man, I was so surprised that you started off with yes. You would do the other question, and then you ended up talking about you're hire somebody because he was.
I'm not doing that. We always be watching Walking Dead, right? I love that's my show, and I always think about it. And so, one of Chef's thing is he said, "Listen, if you ain't running, I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna leave you. If you don't know how to shoot and run, you on your own." And I said, "You gonna leave me?" He was like, "If you can't run from a zombie, I'm not standing there watching you." He said, "If you get bit, you deserve to get bit by a zombie. If you are not going to bust it in the head or whatnot." I'm like, I don't want to. He was like, "You better learn." So we always be talking about, and he'll tell you in a heartbeat. He said, "I don't know what's gonna happen if it goes down." He said, "You're gonna be left by yourself."
So naked and afraid for y'all, you just by yourself, huh?
I'll be by myself because I'm not leaving out the apartment because he was like, "How is you gonna move?" I'm like, "We'll just have to make do." He said, "No, you gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it moving." So, for me, I'm thinking you just stay in where you are and you try to fight off. He was like, "No, they're gonna come at you." And I'm like, I'm not trying to do all that running and we would be messed up. I could tell you now. Because he was like, "You gonna slow me down." I'm like, "Well," I said, "You ain't gonna come back and get me?" He was like, "I'll be long gone."
At least he being honest. You got that's awful.
He ain't lying, because I'd be like, I am not doing all that running and eating bugs and all that.
I can't say that something that my wife keeps throwing out. She's not throwing it at me, but I hear her talking. She does want to take a out of state trip, so I have to definitely and I'm very honest myself. And again, I come from that life of I was never taught, but now it's not an excuse, and it shouldn't be an excuse. And I think a lot of people do that too. Once they become adults, they still place the blame on something that they were never taught. Whereas the fact that you know that you were not taught, why aren't you learning it?
Yeah.
So that's like one of my
that's my thing. Yeah. It's like it's never too late to learn anything. Like, that should be your catalyst. That should be your push to learn, and so forth. And again, we're talking about finances and relationships, and it's never too late to learn about finances at all. And for those who think that it's like, I'm just happy at being financially challenged. I always say financially challenged.
It is a challenge.
It is a challenge. Right. I'm challenged right now. As an entrepreneur, I'm challenged right now.
Challenged right now.
But it's never too late to learn. I've had to file bankruptcy twice. I've been broke, like literally no money. I've been in those trenches, but you also have to make a decision to say, you know what, I want to make some changes, and whatever little changes you can make, then you do that, and you build up on that, and you keep you and your team, which includes you and your family. You have to have a vision, a financial vision, if you're and again, I want people to understand, men, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be a billionaire, those are absolutely phenomenal dreams to have. But what are you doing to acquire that status? What are you doing? Do you have a business that you're going to build on or whatnot? Just waking up and say, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, that's fine. But what are you doing to get to that status? Now, if you don't want to be a millionaire, that's fine as well. But what is it that you want? What financial vision do you have for your family? You know what I'm saying? Like my parents' financial vision for us, my dad said he didn't want to see his family struggle. So that's why he created a business, and so that we can have something to build on and so forth. So it just really depends on you and this is the problem I do have with people. We're so busy trying to base our life off of everybody else, our relationships off of Instagram, off of social, all of, and not just social media, but from our friends and family. And that's something I had to learn as well. I had to look at my friends and family and say, you know what, my relationship is not going to be like my cousin's relationship or whatnot. It was different circumstances that happened, but you make it a point to be the best that you can be in that relationship with each other, because that's all that matters at the end of the day.
And I like that you said that, and even goes all the way back to us just talking about a couple of minutes ago about the challenges. After we huffed and puffed last night.
After you what?
After we huffed and puffed because we were so tired.
After the challenge.
Yeah, because that was actually footage from a 9-hour try to.
You know what? I've been trying all day.
And we realized how much fun we had.
Yeah.
And it didn't have nothing to do about if we were going to complete a challenge. It was the fact that we had fun. So, and I say that to someone made a post on Facebook that all these people are posting what they're doing in relationships, but they're not in great relationships. And I laughed at that only because it's somewhat true. And then like some of the people that we got coming up on our podcast here, you can see the honest and authenticness in the relationship. And I think people are starting to shed that fakeness. It's not a big percentage, but I think that percentage is starting to grow now because people are starting to see that I don't have to be online with a tuxedo,
right,
24/7. Face all beat up 24/7, and I don't have, even though I got the money, and it goes back to this conversation that we're having about the money. Even though I got the money, I don't have to be dressed in it everywhere I go. I can be comfortable, and I can still show myself. And I think that's what we really need to see.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, that was tiresome though.
I know it was. Shoot, y'all flipping and turning and flipping and and then the bones don't get.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all bones, but our bones over here.
We got some WD-40 in the bathroom we had to use.
Listen, that's something I want us at the mailroom to, that's always been my goal. That's one of my goals, is to showcase the ups and downs of being married. It's different for dating. Is different, but as a married couple and so forth, you have different, I would say, different rules that apply to you and apply to us. And there are going to be different conversations. And financially, this is what we're talking about. I think every couple should have that financial goal, that financial vision for your family, because at the end of the day, I don't know if you saw that clip with Gabrielle Union when she was saying that she still struggles with her wealth. And so her and Dwayne, they split 50-50 bills.
Okay.
And of course, that was an uproar. Excuse me. That was an uproar. And my thing is,
that's their relationship. That's how they set up.
That's their relationship. That I'm gonna say unfortunately. But what do you think about that?
It's the same over here in the sense of we sat down and we didn't go as because I am the man, I am obligated to just foot the whole bill or nothing like that. We both basically had to take my situation into account, with me being with my autoimmune disease. I can pretty much bottom out at any time, and I really don't think society understands that health is a big issue when it comes to this, and when it comes to marriage in general. So being married and you doing those vows through sickness and health, people seriously have to understand that sickness and health, anything can happen. So you can't just automatically say that's why it's a team, guys. When you're married, you are a team. Someone has to sit on the bench at some point. Both of you guys are playing. Both of you guys are going to be playing in the same game at the same time, doing some awesome stuff. One person may be doing better than the other person. Then it's going to be a time where the game is going to be one person is playing by themselves while the other person is on the bench, whether it's the male or the female. And so I commend my wife for looking at my situation, because it still saddens me when I think about it, and I bring it up still every once in a while. I'm trying to get off of it. Whereas when we first started talking, that's the first thing that people asked her in her job. You sure you want to be with somebody where they can pretty much die at any given time? Hey, anybody can.
Who asked that?
The people that she worked
People
with.
asked that question?
Yeah, they literally came out. Do you know what his illness is? You sure you want to live? What do you get to the point that he's paralyzed and you have to? Do you want to deal with it?
Wow. You know what? Let's pinpoint that question, because that is a question that I do want to talk about that subject of marriage, and people are not understanding. Marriage is not what you think it is, and that's why it's a ministry for a lot of people. It is a ministry because, again, oh wow, so they still, because you could die at any age. Anything can happen at any time of your. Hell, I'm experiencing. Like it can happen at any time, and I think that's the facade that a lot of people don't understand. They have it in their head, like, for okay, yeah, we got to pinpoint that because Sarah Jakes.
That's why I posted that video about me, because I could not walk that day, and she literally had to help me up the stairs and put me in the bed, and I was out for like 2 days.
TD Jakes' wife just posted. I don't know if I sent it to you all, but she broke down the vows, and yeah, we gotta write your note on that. Okay. We're gonna talk about that for real. Right. Wow, so they're asking her about.
That was her job before the one that she got now. They was off.
Are they married? Were they married or?
The person that stayed, the person that asked her that, yeah, she's married, but yeah, the other person,
and she asked that question.
The other person, no, she ain't married.
But I'm concerned about the person who asked her that question. She's married. That's the wow.
People that do ask that, I do think that until that they're faced with that. And so again, I go back to the money thing, and we can even bring back the Gucci Man thing that, all right, you got all this money. So are you going to use your money to sit and take care? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use your money to give your spouse the best health care, but are you not going to be there? You'll have people that they're going to use their money to have folks just take care of their partner while they just off because they can't deal with it. And that's the part that I don't like. You know, you married me, and I have to take that for even before me and my wife got married. She had a big spell to where she had caught the flu, and she was out, and she was trying her best to we weren't even staying together. She was trying her best to do what she needed to do with the kids. And I forced her to stay home. It was like her first time in years not going to work. And so, financially, you how society is set up, you're still forced to go to work when you're really sick.
Yeah.
And she was just so surprised that even though we were not together, I was willing to say, hey, sit down. I got your kids, I cook for you and stuff, because I already knew my vision was this is the person that I'm going to be with.
Right.
So, and I know what situation I'm in, and I wanted her to feel, be able to do the same for me. So, but it's crazy.
Wow, that's deep. Listen, we're gonna take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're gonna continue this conversation. And that question that has me kind of baffled. Stuff, but hey. But listen, stay tuned, stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room. We'll be right back. And Hey. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. And speaking of hip hop, 50 years, Missy, congratulations to her. She's been inducted to the Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Missy. Kudos to her. She has been putting it down for a very long time. I've been following her since she came out, and I'm super proud of her. I am a Missy fan, and she deserves it. And I want to say she's the first female.
I do believe. I think if I'm not mistaken, because the dude was on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about that.
Yeah, I think she's the first female, which she is well deserved and so forth. Missy is very creative, the original content creator, if you want to put it like that. She's been creating that content since day one with that trash bag and all, big black trash bag and all. You know, I love her, and I also fell in love with her. If the question was asked, when did you first fall in love with hip hop, it would have to be with Missy, because Missy put on Big Girls before Big Girls became popular.
You know what?
In her videos.
Yeah.
When Missy came out in her videos, Missy had thick girls in her videos before anybody else started putting them on, like putting us on or whatnot. And so I fell in love with hip hop when Missy Elliott came on the scene.
Yeah.
So, you know, and speaking of hip hop, you all need to come on out to Privy Stonecrest grand opening today. It is going on. It's happening till 6 p.m. It is celebrating 50 years of hip hop with a day party and brunch hosted by Chubb Rock, with live performances by Chubb Rock and dance contest judge with the viral TikTok Maria _Buster Moves. So make sure you come on. You still got time. Come on out dressed in your best hip hop attire to enter the contest. And if you need more information, you can contact them. You can go into the privystonecrest.com website and get more information there. But come on out. If the music is blasting, I saw people in their suits, their track suits and so forth, celebrating 50 years of hip hop and so forth. So forgive me, y'all. I am experiencing this cough. So if you see me, if you hear, I got this Ricola in my mouth, and
Ricola.
That's the best throat lozenges ever. I don't do Hall. I stopped doing Halls a long time ago, but
for real?
I love Ricola, but I don't know what's going on. But it ain't COVID, so
it's the kids. It's the kids.
It was the kids, because I had been fine all the time, and them little jokers been coughing and huffing and puffing out, coughing. I'm like, and you know, I have on my mask, but I've been kind of slack with the mask being up in there, because I'm like, y'all still ain't. Then I heard one of the kids, she just coughing. I know I got it from her, but it ain't COVID, thank God. So,
boss, let me ask you a question right quick before we leave here. At the end of the day, this money situation, do you really think, because while we're talking, I'm still looking up stuff and just coming across crazy stuff offline. Do you think that it's more or less about power than it is about the monetary value? Because this website I just came across, whereas they said up here, men don't necessarily want to date the female version of themselves. The fact that you're successful, busy, high-powered, and etc., isn't what's most important to him in a relationship. So owning up to your accomplishments and buying him a drink is probably not the best strategy for such successful men. Like, men want to date women for the love, kindness, support, laughter, attraction, values, children, and respect. But if you think about it, a lot of men that own these 500 companies, a lot of their CEOs or managers are women, and they are making a lot of money in these companies that you are creating, which makes them rich. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's more of a power struggle versus it is monetary value.
And it could be. I just know we've made we've made this whole relationship thing so complicated.
Yes, and it doesn't have to.
It is just so complicated. You know, everybody's afraid to. I think people are afraid to admit what they want because of their friends and what they're scared what their friends and family are going to say. You know what I'm saying? Because again, and I was one of those people. I thought it mattered. And again, we will elaborate more on this on another show. But at one point of time, it did matter what my friends and family thought, you know, of my potential mate or the person I was dating. You always want, you know, you want good intentions and you want the truth from your close family and friends. But I think we have become so wrapped up, like, I wonder what they're going to think if we don't have our passports. Like the whole passport deal. I remember I saw, you know, a lot of posts. We do have a caller in, you guys. I saw a lot of posts, you know, it's like, if he ain't got no passport, then he can't be with me. That's fine. That's your preference. That's fine. Caller, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing great. This is Johnny Prince again.
What's up, Johnny Prince? Love that mix, Johnny.
Thank you so much. I love you too. That was a dope mix.
Yeah, that was a dope mix. I love that confidence. That's that New York confidence. He said, I love that mix.
Definitely.
He said it before I even got it out. He's like, I love that mix too. But it was good. What you got for us? What you got for us?
Oh, yeah, man. You just said something very, very, very key, very critical. We made this so complicated.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And I think that because we've been, I wish I can hear Laurent, but we're going to take this culture conversation to a whole nother level. But that's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, I think that we definitely did make it complicated. You know what I mean? Things that changed. It was a shift. It was a shift from the 30s, 40s to now. You know what I mean? It was some sort of order, you know, back then to where there's just no order now. And then I think that people are so traumatized by their experiences. We've been having negative experiences for the past 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Since the crack era. You know what I mean? Crack destroyed us, it came and separated us. And, you know, everybody was just, you know, in survival mode. It's pretty much the 60s when they took the father out.
Yeah.
So everybody's surviving this way of life, that trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we never were able to bounce back from it. So which to this day, still trying to survive this whole system. And so now when we're trying to find love and romance, it's all about money.
Yeah.
That is the main conversation.
Yeah.
Because women have a negative past with money.
Yeah.
So now you're of age and you want money. I don't want to deal with no broke dudes. I don't want to deal with this. I want a man with money and that's it. So here's the question I pose for women, right? Do y'all even know how to take care of a man that's taking care of you? Do you even know how to take care of a man who is a high earner? A man who's making $300,000 to $500,000. Do you even know what that comes with?
It comes with. They're constantly gone all day.
First of all, do you even know a man making $300,000?
Yeah.
Most women don't.
Yeah.
So you want this type of lifestyle, but you don't even know what it comes with. And I think, and I'm saying from what I'm seeing, from what I'm viewing, women don't even care. As long as the money's there to afford the lifestyle they want. Yeah. Yeah. Not even realizing what possibly come with it. I know a couple Epstein to tell you that. We should learn from Epstein.
Yeah.
From fetishes. From please. Oh. Let's hope it come with monogamy.
Right. Yeah.
It come with monogamy.
Yeah.
In most cases, it don't. So are you willing to prepare yourself for that? If a man making $300,000, $500,000 a year, and it comes to you and say, "Hey, listen, you know, this is what I do. This is my lifestyle. You're gonna have to take it or leave it." Are you prepared for that? Are you ready for that? Is that something you can handle?
You're very surprised, some are.
There's plenty of regular average guys. All right, they may not be making six figures, but they're very loyal. They're gonna take care of you. They got life insurance, dental, health insurance, everything is covered. They take care of you. You know what I mean? So there's other options because those 1%ers that these women are looking for, most of them ain't looking for you. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So now you're going to just continue to try to find this top earning man and waste life? When you can find you someone who's and then the conversation, I want to go back to that the finance talk. That conversation is very important, but there's so much other things to consider, to talk about. What, like me personally, I'm trying to live a great physical life. I don't want my wife to bury me.
Yeah.
So I want to be in the most physical shape. I want to be 70 years old, still doing that thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want no issues with moving anything. I don't want no issues physically.
Right.
I want to give her that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to give her that. Right? Like, that's not the conversation. How are we going to be healthy wise?
Right.
When adversity comes, how are we going to tackle that? What if we can't get to our bank account? What are we going to do? What if something happens and we wake up and we lose everything? How are we going to respond for that? These are the conversations that we're not having. We're just, you got life insurance, you got that. Like the money is the root of the the conversation when it should be so much more. That's why everything is a failing. That's why these relationships they don't last 2, 3, 4 years. Marriages don't last 8, 9, 10 years. Everybody getting divorced because y'all done had these conversations in there. So now you 10 years in, and you just now finding out these habits or I'm not happy. You ain't happy. Now you gonna tell me that after I'm invested 10 years, and you gonna tell me you ain't happy?
Right.
You ain't having these conversations. So my thing is,
no, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I just think that the conversation should be deeper than finances. I understand that the older you get, because we all have our experiences. I get it. I totally get it.
Right.
So when you get of age, when you 51 years old, TaShon, you ain't gonna be dealing with no lack of money type. You're not gonna deal with that. You've been there, done that.
Right.
I understand women and men who've been there and done that. I get it. But the conversation's got to be deeper because you got to make sure 10 years, 20 years down the line, y'all are still connected. Y'all still have a great understanding. Y'all still, you everything is good. Y'all check-ins. Y'all have no surprises. You don't get served with no papers. 10 years in the relationship and marriage.
Yeah.
You gotta have these conversations so that won't happen. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is we gotta make sure that we're compatible, that everything matches, everything works, and the conversations gotta be deeper than just money. Money is important, but it's other things. How peaceful are you? How do you handle stress? If you break down, how is your diet? Most people don't understand that a lot of the things that we go through, anxiety, depression, thoughts running in our mind, it directly correlates with what we put in our damn mouth.
Yeah.
We don't, you know what I'm saying? So how are we going to manage our diets moving forward?
Right.
We don't talk about that.
Right.
We talk about money.
Yeah.
It's just money, but it's more to that.
Exactly.
People say they don't want to, they don't want to, the women say they don't want to rock with a bus driver, but they don't even know what a bus driver makes. So that's me know that you don't even know high earners.
Right.
Your circle is full of women. Your circle is full of women that are probably home collecting public assistance and independent women that don't even know these high earners that you're looking for.
Right.
So we have to broaden our conversations. These coaching conversations definitely got to be real. And if you have a partner, your conversations definitely got to be deeper than finances. It is a whole lot more to consider because at 10 years, 15 years down the line, I don't want to hear you happy because I'm going to be consistent. I'm telling you this and that. I want to show you I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to give you everything you require.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you everything you require. So I don't want to hear 10 years down the road so we have to have that understanding, that talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's all I got to say. I want to say that because I think it's important, man. We definitely got to. The conversation's got to be deeper than what it is, y'all. It got to be deeper than just finances. It got to be. We don't even know each other. We so backed up. We so caught up in our past. We so scared, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
We're so afraid of getting our heart broke.
Yeah.
How is that? Like, I don't understand how we're so fearful of getting your heart broke, but not fearful of dying.
Yeah.
That's like, it's crazy. Or just anything happening.
Right.
I mean, get rid of the fear. Life comes with life. Life happens every single day.
Right.
The more you fear, the less you live.
That is so true.
The more you share, the less you live.
Yeah.
Understand that, y'all.
Now, you're right. You are so right.
Your life is filled with so much fear and not life. It's all death.
Right.
Your life is, your thoughts is death. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh no, I don't do that. Oh, I ain't going there. Oh, I ain't. Live your life.
Right.
Live. I'm not saying recklessly. No, I'm just saying get rid of the fear, and you'll see how much lighter you will be.
Right.
It's even as just money.
Right. On that note, thank you so much, Johnny, for calling in as we wrap up the show. Thank you so much. We're going to continue this conversation and so forth. So listen, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, we will be wrapping up the show here on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We'll be right back. And we are back live in the studio, 101 TKO Radio in the mail
That's my
room.
joint, though.
No, right? Listen, give it up for Nelson. Nelson be putting on the hits that he knows is gonna get me going. And he always comes and give me a hand clap. Nelson, thank you so much. He be, I be coming with the songs, but then he'd be like, he'll put in something that just be like, yes, that's it right there, like that. So listen again, what's happening right now at Privy at Stonecrest Mall. Listen, they are going to be here till 6 o'clock. Come on out. They are celebrating 50 years of Hip Hop Day with a party and brunch hosted by Chub Rock and live performances and a dance contest judged by viral TikToker Maria_Bustin' Move. So come dressed in your best hip hop attire to enter the contest. And if you need more information, visit www.privystonecrest.com. Y'all want to make sure y'all are connected with Privy Stonecrest, be connected with 101 TKO Radio, and be connected with the mailroom. It's so much that is happening. You don't want to miss this. Make sure you download the app because you can get all the notifications. You can find out what's happening with all the shows, the personalities, and what's going on with 101 TKO Radio and Privy Stonecrest. So don't forget, download that app. You all should have it by now. No excuses, no excuses, no excuses. Listen, we are wrapping up another powerful show. It's been fun. It's been good. What you got coming up, LaRon?
Oh, well, we're actually going to be in the studio next week, and I'm talk about multiple sclerosis and continuing the mental health part of this month on the mailroom.
Right. You definitely will. We'll be talking with you and the lovely Mrs. Williams about the relationships and ailments, in your case, MS. So what we touched on a little bit today, we'll continue that conversation next week with you all and so forth. Nelson, you got anything coming up?
Right after the show, I'm gonna just partake a little bit of the festivities out there, and then of course got to represent my phenomenal business partner, birthday party later on today.
Right. They still celebrating them Tauruses, Lord. They still
they take the whole month.
I got my other girlfriend Tara. Her birthday is today. She a May baby too, and I was like, you know what, y'all ain't got no money. Y'all get happy birthday text messages from me out and all the love. I ain't got no. Somebody said one of my cousins, his birthday was my aunt's birthday was yesterday. Aunt Bercel in Chicago. Her birthday was yesterday, and my uncle's birthday.
My son's on the 6th.
On the 6th of June. May. Okay. Happy birthday. Listen, all y'all May babies. So I got nothing. No, I do. I do have stuff coming up. I do have stuff coming up, but I just can't share with y'all yet. And just yet. I'm still
being stingy.
Yeah, I'm just being stingy. Keeping my mouth closed.
Okay.
But you know what, you guys? If you want to be a part of the show, if you want to come on, if you want to be a guest, go to the link tree. Go to Linktree. It's linktr.ee/Trinette L. Collier. Then you go to the mailroom tab. If you want to be a guest on the show, we are always looking for guests, talking about relationships and so forth. If you want to be a sponsor, you can connect with 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We would love to have you. But we got a lot of stuff that's going on, is coming up and so forth. And we thank you so much for coming in here every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe that we're presenting to you all, and we just appreciate you. And until next week, we love you all. We thank you, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Peace.